ABC 36 on your side.
Injured? Great results like these are why so many people in Kentucky get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. $412,000 for a man who was injured in a crash in Louisville, $1 million for a Bowling Green man involved in a motorcycle wreck, and $2 million for a woman in a car wreck in Logan County. If you've been injured, do what thousands of Kentuckians have already done. Call 800-800-4600. Get Hughes & Coleman and get it done.
At Rally's, I'm in the driver's seat. Give me that $5 meal deal with a Rally burger. Better yet, make it a mushroom Swiss burger, plus famous seasoned fries, 8-piece chicken bites, and a drink for just $5. Yeah, all that. On second thought, why not go big? Give me double the shrooms. I want a fried mushroom Buford. Mush boom. Mushroom Swiss burger or fried mushroom Buford. Whatever you order, own it at Rally's.
Today at 3, remembering Breonna Taylor 3 years after her death. Plus, new details in a lawsuit filed after the death of former ABC 36 chief meteorologist Jason Myers. And we'll tell you how you can donate books in a yearly drive, all to honor the late Lexington councilman Jake Gibbs.
I'm Chief Meteorologist TJ Shuck, looking and feeling more like January instead of mid-March on this Monday. Cloudy, breezy, cold, even a few flakes flying around. Of course, the big story will be the continuing roller coaster ride of temperatures. I'll tell you about that in your 7-day forecast coming up.
You're watching ABC 36 on your side. Good afternoon, Kentucky.
Good afternoon, Kentucky. I'm Erica Bivens. Thanks for joining us. Well, let's get you started with a check on that forecast as we head back over to our chief meteorologist, T.G. Shuck, on this Monday, very tired Monday. After the late night of the Oscars. Boy, right. That went on and on, didn't it?
Yeah, a little quick turnaround here. And I was going to say, speaking of quick, I guess, here we were, January, February, thinking we were quickly going into spring, and then Mother Nature's kind of put the old brakes on and throw it in reverse. Sure did, very chilly and dreary day again. We had that Sunday, and today we had a few little sleet pellets mixed in with a few sprinkles earlier. That's moving out into eastern Kentucky, but you see off to our north here, a little spoke of energy rotating around that area of low pressure across the eastern Great Lakes. So it is conceivable as we go through the evening hours to see a few flakes of snow flying around. Overcast conditions, as you would expect. Our Bluegrass Pace Care Skyview HD camera network only 34. Really thought yesterday we would struggle to get out of the mid-30s here in the Bluegrass, and that's exactly what's happened. In fact, temperatures have been kind of steadily dropping by a degree or two since earlier. Notice the northwest wind, 10 to 15. Add that in, and the feel like's down into the mid-20s, but you see much of the areas, right? The freezing mark, Danville and Richmond, and then throw in that wind and low to mid-20s, so feeling like the heart of winter over the next 36 hours. Again, a few flurries, flakes of snow flying around here and there, not only this evening, but also into the early part of tomorrow. And notice how temperatures, actual air temperatures, head to the mid-20s, and then tomorrow afternoon, even breaking out into some sunshine. I think we'll be either side of 40. That the issue tomorrow morning, and especially on Wednesday morning, even though the agricultural season and the growing season has not yet officially started, we got a lot of trees and plants already in bloom, and we got a couple of nights where a hard freeze looks to be probable, and so that's a bit concerning. But of course, we're going to warm it up by Thursday. I'll tell you about that in just a few.
We're learning more about a lawsuit filed by the family of former ABC 36 chief meteorologist Jason Myers, who was killed last year in a helicopter crash in North Carolina. The suit is against a maintenance facility and the companies that owned and operated the aircraft. According to newly released court documents, the lawsuit alleges negligence and claims the helicopter was running on contaminated fuel, which can lead to engine failure. Myers and pilot Chip Tayag died in November after the helicopter crashed along a Charlotte area interstate. The family is seeking damages, including his net income in excess of $25,000. Tag, a pilot for more than 20 years, according to the AP, prevented the helicopter from crashing onto the interstate during a busy week of holiday travel. The local police chief there at the time calling the pilot a hero. Myers worked for a Charlotte area news channel, and Tag worked for the Total Traffic and Weather Network, which is owned by parent company iHeartMedia. Myers started here at ABC 36 in 2013 and worked as our chief meteorologist for more than 6 years. He's survived by his wife and 4 children. Today marks the 3rd anniversary of the death of Breonna Taylor, who was killed by Louisville police while she was asleep in her home. On Saturday, people gathering in the streets of Louisville to honor her. Connor Steffen from ABC affiliate WHAS has more.
Taking to the streets to spread a unified message and a name.
The message today was just Breonna Taylor. We're just recognizing our loved one. We still grieving her loss.
A loss now spanning 3 years. It was on March 13th, 2020, when an LMPD officer shot and killed 26-year-old Breonna Taylor while LMPD executed a search warrant. An involved officer later telling the courts the warrant was obtained under false pretenses.
She still haven't gotten justice.
Saturday, dozens marched through Louisville and made their way to Jefferson Square Park.
We just wanted to do something to memorialize her.
Family and friends released doves in her honor, symbolic of the love Breonna shared with others and the impact her names had on Louisville.
Okay.
In 2020, Louisville Metro Council passed Breonna's Law, officially banning no-knock warrants for LMPD and requiring body cameras be turned on before and after every search warrant.
Well, we're going to definitely keep our faith in seeking justice and accountability for Breonna Taylor.
The message comes just days after the release of a scathing DOJ report on unconstitutional policing practices and civil rights violations by the Louisville Metro Police Department and Metro government.
I think it speaks volume. It's not a time to be silent. If we want any change, what we've been out here advocating for equal rights, equal opportunity, transparency, the time is now.
The U.S. Justice Department, the City of Louisville, and LMPD have agreed in principle to negotiate toward a consent decree. And Wednesday, U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland said LMPD had made strides in improving its practices. But for affected families, it's simply not enough.
I guess you want to hope that genuine action will be taken.
While Taylor's family waits for action, they say they'll continue marching on. In Louisville, Connor Steffen, WHAS 11, on your side.
Well, meantime, Lexington police continue to investigate a late-night shooting Sunday. Police say it happened around 11 last night at the McDonald's in the 3100 block of Pimlico Parkway. Officers responded to a report of shots fired. Police say the restaurant was hit by at least one bullet. Thankfully, the lobby was closed at the time of the incident. However, employees were inside. No one was injured. Police say the suspect took off in a passenger car, and they're working now to try and identify the suspect. Meantime, 2 people are in the hospital after a bus crash in Garrett County this morning. According to Lancaster Police, it happened just before 8 this morning on Lexington and West Maple Streets. A car and a Garrett County school bus crashed. Now, there were no injuries to kids on the bus, but 2 people in the car involved were taken to the hospital with what police described as non-life-threatening injuries. Feeding Kentucky food banks are working to help those who lost food during the severe storms that swept across the state March 3rd, but they're still in need of donations. Those storms left hundreds of thousands of people without power, forcing them to throw out their food. Now, many can't afford to replace that food and are instead turning to food pantries to keep from going hungry. While the nonprofit is working to meet the extra demand, it is asking for help. The group says monetary donations have the biggest impact. Every $25 donation to a Food Bank provides 200 meals. You can also donate perishable food like milk, eggs, meat, cheese, and butter. Meantime, Kentucky SNAP recipients affected by the recent storms can request replacement benefits through March 23rd. Those who lost food bought with SNAP due to a power outage can call the Department for Community-Based Services. A number there on your screen. That's 855-306-8959 to request replacement benefits. We've shared all those details in this web story at WTVQ.com. Well, books are now being accepted ahead of the 3rd annual Jake Gibbs Birthday Book Drive. Hosted by the International Book Project, the book drive was initiated by Anita Courtney in memory of her late husband, Jake Gibbs, a beloved civic leader and member of the Lexington community. Organizers say the drive has generated more than 13,000 books just in the past 2 years. Books from the drive will benefit International Book Project's local programs like Books in the Bluegrass and will also help bring books to Eastern Kentucky and to their partners.
We've shipped 8 million books to 168 countries, and we have a large footprint here in central Kentucky with programs like Books in the Bluegrass, Books as Bridges, and Globetrotters.
Organizers say they hope to collect 5,000 books this year. Any gently used children's books, college textbooks, and adult fiction or nonfiction can be dropped off at International Book Project's warehouse. That's at 1440 Delaware Avenue in Lexington between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. today through Saturday. After 9 years, the Lexington Diner has announced it's closing its doors this weekend. The restaurant releasing a statement on social media saying, quote, "We would like to thank our guests who have supported us over the years. We have enjoyed being a part of the Lexington community, downtown and in Gardenside neighborhood," end quote. The diner's inviting the community to stop by and have their favorite dish. They're also asking patrons to post their photos and memories of the restaurant on social media. Their last day is scheduled for March 19th. Now for a look at what we're working on tonight, our Paxton Boyd joins us here in studio. And Paxton, what are we taking a look at?
Yeah, coming up tonight at 5, doctors at Norton Children's Hospital discuss how daylight saving time can affect children and also give tips on how to help build healthy sleeping habits for kids. And also, Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman visiting a Lexington Elementary School today to talk about Women's History Month. We'll have those stories and so much more starting at 5 right here on ABC 36. Erica?
Well, still ahead, details on the Silicon Valley Bank collapse and who it's affecting and what the government has to say about it. Plus, in today's Erica Explorers, we'll visit a Civil War fort in Winchester.
Cloudy, chilly, and breezy to kick off the week on this Monday. Temperatures have struggled to even get into the mid to even upper 30s. A few flakes flying around. Got a few cold mornings on the way, but the up and down temperatures we've seen much of the winter, that pattern's going to continue. Your Storm Team forecast is coming up.
On the next Lee and Haley show, we're playing a new trivia game that will be a battle of the generations.
And what would make Grandpa a better gift? A walking stick or stripper? Next, Lee and Haley.
I'm Scott, and this is Tamber Woods of Dogwood Home Furnishings right here in Lexington, Kentucky. We want to thank our customers and our designers for your support over these years. We're here to announce that we're having a retirement sale, so come to Dogwood at 1591 Winchester Road and take advantage of these great discounts on American-made furniture. Once it's gone, it's gone.
To all the Chevy Silverado owners out there, the adventurers and the doers, thank you for making Chevy Silverado the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup.
It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Silverado 1500 pickups and get $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado with a turbo high-output engine. See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
Calling all car owners, Fleet Doc is the most trusted vehicle doctor in the Bluegrass. Servicing light to medium-duty vehicles for both industry and the public, let Fleet Doc help you ace your car checkup. Now through May, we're offering $50 off any brake or preventative maintenance service and 25% off 3 or more flush services. Recognized as a Carfax top-rated service provider, Fleet Doc is your one-stop shop for all your car's needs. Make an appointment with your trusted vehicle doctor today. Visit Fleet Doc, located in Lexington and Richmond.
Ever since my car insurance rate increased, I needed to find cheaper ways to get from point A to point B.
With savings of up to 25%, Safe Auto lets you stop compromising and keep driving.
Safe Auto. I was sitting at a red light, and this guy's looking at his phone instead of where he's going. Bam! He rear ends me. I need a lawyer, and I need one who thinks my case is important, not another file in the pile. I called the Kentucky Courage Lawyers at 855 Wildcat, and they got me a settlement even better than I had hoped.
After a car or big truck wreck, call the lawyers with Kentucky Courage.
Call 855 Wildcat. Morgan, Collins, Yeast, and Salyer.
I'm Scott, and this is Tamber Woods of Dogwood Home Furnishings right here in Lexington, Kentucky. We want to thank our customers and our designers for your support over these years. We're here to announce that we're having a retirement sale, so come to Dogwood at 1591 Winchester Road and take advantage of these great discounts on American-made furniture. Once it's gone, it's gone.
We're officially a week out from spring. I thought we were springing forward over the weekend, and here we are with snow, TG.
Yeah, well, I mean, that has a tendency to happen. Accentuating the positive here, of course. It stays lighter later, which I like. You may not.
That's true.
Yeah, sunset's in between 7:40, 7:45 now. Of course, I know a lot of folks didn't like that 1 hour less sleep. You know,
not complaining. I'm not complaining.
No, I got in bed. I was sitting there reading, and I looked up, and it was 1, and I'm like, no, it's 2, so I better back it in here.
It's so hard to get adjusted, I tell you, and it's just 1 hour, but it makes a world of a difference.
Yeah, and, you know, of course, everybody's bucking to keep that in place so we don't go back and forth, so we'll see how that shakes out. Another thing we'll see how it shakes out, the early blooming of a lot of the trees, plants out there. Now, keep in mind, the agricultural season, the growing season has not officially started. So I don't think National Weather Service isn't planning on issuing any frost or freeze advisories or warnings the next couple of mornings, but we could have some concerns. Pretty shot here from Debbie Barmore, but this is pretty indicative of what we've got across the area. We've got a couple of cold mornings to come, not only the next 2, but it looks like this weekend as well. More on that coming up. We had a few ice pellets mixed in with some of that rain earlier, and you see some scattered snow showers, a few gusty snow showers through parts of Indiana and Ohio. We're just on the southern edge of that spoke of energy that's rotating around that low. Bluegrass Pace Carrier Skyview HD Camera Network, checking out the Kentucky Horse Park, a whopping 34, and of course you add that northwest breeze at about 10 to 15. Those feel likes down into the mid-20s. 32, Danville and Richmond, 34, right along the I-64 corridor from Frankfort through Lexington up to Moorhead. And you see southern Kentucky just struggling to get into the upper 30s. And then you throw that wind in there, and you see those feel likes down into the low and mid-20s. So there's your area of low pressure. Again, just think of a bicycle wheel with spokes, and those spokes rotate around. And with that northwest wind, enough moisture coming off the lakes where we're on the southern fringe, so a passing snow shower or a flurry, that can't be ruled out. Now, high pressure, that's going to be building in. That'll help us out. But you see scattered clouds should be going away as we get into the day tomorrow, especially deeper in the day. But we're going to start out, I think, more so mid to upper 20s. Could see a 30 or 2 down south. So a hard freeze is possible. And then tomorrow afternoon, even with the sun returning, we're still going to have that northwest wind at about 10 to 15. And that will hold our temperatures, I think, either side of the 40-degree mark. Now, the position of high pressure is critical. It'll be right overhead. So actually a pleasant Wednesday, mostly sunny skies, will surge back up to 51. That is after starting into the low 20s. So it will be a cold start, but we will really flip the script. And that's going to be even more so as we see that return flow picking up for the day on Thursday here. As you see, afternoon highs surging all the way to 62. So big changes in that regard. But by Thursday and into St. Patrick's Day, it does look rather wet. Maybe a rumble of thunder or 2, but I think for the most part, we're just looking at a rain event. And then we're going to repeat the process with additional cold air coming in. So the roller coaster ride for temperatures, here's today into Tuesday. That colder air gets kicked out. Behind the high, we get that surge of milder air. And then once that frontal boundary comes kicking through here, Once again, naturally just in time for the weekend, you'll see some solid cold working back into central and eastern Kentucky. Pretty typical for this time of the year. 26 cold, few flurries overnight, northwest winds 10 to 15. We'll see that again tomorrow. Partly to mostly sunny, especially later in the afternoon. Still chilly, right around 40 in the extended forecast here. The breeze will pick up, of course, on Thursday. That frontal boundary will probably come through sometime late afternoon on St. Patrick's Day. Rain comes to an end. And, of course, as I mentioned, right on cue, we are back down into the 30s for afternoon highs for the upcoming weekend.
Thank you, TG. Coming up, Kentucky's Lieutenant Governor touring a Fayette County school today to talk to students about Women's History Month. Also, Norton Children's Hospital giving families some tips on how to make sure your child stays healthy during daylight saving time.
You're invited to come be our guest this Sunday at Southland. For service times and campus locations, head over to our website at southland.church.
Working heavy equipment for years.
His body wore out.
The Kentucky Courage lawyers got me workers' comp and Social Security disability.
To talk about your case, call 800-55-WILDCAT. Morgan, Collins, Yeast, and Salyer.
K-A-T-S, cats, cats, cats.
Is your heating and cooling system under warranty? You may want to read the fine print before you say yes. Most manufacturers require an annual maintenance to keep the extended warranty. CATS is here to keep your systems running smoothly and keep them in warranty year after year. We're so proud of our personal service. We see you as our neighbor, not just a number. CATS Heating and Cooling proudly carries day and night HVAC products.
K-A-T-S, cats, cats, cats.
Call us today to schedule your annual maintenance.
It's a fact. 2 out of 3 Americans who qualify for Medicare do not receive all the benefits they deserve. If you're eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, a Medicare Advantage plan from Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield can come with all the benefits you want. Call Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield at 1-800-878-5180 today for a free Medicare plan checkup and to make sure you have everything you qualify for in 2023. You can receive extra benefits for a $0 monthly premium, benefits like dental, vision, hearing, and $0 copay for prescriptions. And to help you stay healthy at home, you can have free prescription drug delivery, online doctor visits 24/7, and free exercise classes. You can even receive money toward over-the-counter health items. Don't be one of the Medicare beneficiaries not getting all the benefits you qualify for. Call 1-800-878-5180 today and feel confident you have all the benefits you deserve for 2023.
After a busy morning, this DQ breakfast bowl lets me take a moment all to myself. So I'd like to take a moment to recognize you, DQ breakfast bowl. Somehow you fit all my breakfast favorites all in one convenient bowl. Warm, fluffy eggs, hash browns, sausage, cheese, and grilled onions, nestled in a hearty bowl top with my choice of savory gravy or zesty salsa. Oh, we should all be so selfless and delicious. DQ, happy tastes good.
I thought I'd get Social Security disability. They turned me down. I called 800-55-WILDCAT. They got Social Security to pay me.
Call 800-55-WILDCAT. Morgan, Collins, Yeast, and Salyer.
You're watching ABC 36 on your side. Good afternoon, Kentucky.
President Joe Biden set to deliver remarks today on how the U.S. will maintain a steady banking system. This comes less than a week after Silicon Valley Bank collapsed and caused the second largest failure of a financial institution in U.S. history. John Lawrence reports in our Nation View.
Customers of the collapsed Silicon Valley Bank can exhale. President Joe Biden says their money is safe. In a statement Sunday, the White House said Americans can have, quote, confidence that their bank deposits will be there when they need them.
I've been working all weekend with our banking regulators to design appropriate policies to address this situation.
Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says the government has no plans to bail out SVB, but she adds steps will be taken to provide assistance in resolving the matter.
I can't really provide further details at this time, but what I do want to do is emphasize that the American banking system is really safe and well capitalized. It's resilient.
Silicon Valley Bank crumbled Friday morning in what is the largest closure of a U.S. lender since 2008.
There are a lot of unanswered questions here. I think we're going to want to dive into how the bank could have made such poor decisions and put so many of its customers and others at risk.
And lawmakers say there needs to be repercussions for this failure.
We cannot keep bailing out private companies because there's no consequences to their actions. People, when they make mistakes or break the law, have to be held accountable in this country.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Well, after the break, we'll take you out to Winchester for a tour of a Civil War fort in today's Erica Explores. Plus, we have a recap of last night's Oscars, where history was made in more ways than one.
West Shore Home is making shower and bath remodeling easy and more affordable for everyone. Hey everybody, I'm joined by Kirsten Page from West Shore to find out exactly how they're making that happen. Kirsten.
So Joe, we've been able to give homeowners, over 165,000 of them, the shower and bath of their dreams by making it a fast, easy, and convenient experience. But now we're making it even more affordable to start your project without breaking the bank.
Now Kirsten, when someone starts a remodeling project, costs can be a real concern. So how are you making it more affordable to start that project right now?
So instead of me telling you, why don't I show you? This homeowner was having some problems with their old shower. They called us, we stopped out, and we completely removed the old bathtub and replaced it with a walk-in shower in just one day. The best part? We can do a job like this for as low as $99 a month.
$99 a month. That's incredible.
It really is. We understand that budgets can be a little tighter this time of the year, so we want to make it easier for folks to get their projects started right now. So let's go ahead and look at another project we recently did. This homeowner was so excited to get rid of their old bathtub because they were getting an easy, low-step shower. You can see here we took out that old bathtub and removed everything down to the studs. Then we installed new walls and fixtures. By dinner time, this homeowner had their brand new shower, and the best part, they didn't need to worry about paying for their entire project up front. They were able to break it down into low monthly payments.
That project looks amazing, and the low monthly payments is going to make getting that project started so much easier. Kirsten, thanks so much. Folks, West Shore Home is making shower and bath remodeling fast and convenient, and you heard Kirsten, now they're making it more affordable too with their easy, low monthly payments. Call the number on your screen right now to start your project, and when you do, take advantage of this great offer. Call in now to get your new shower for as little as $99 a month. On top of that, they're doing free installation on all shower and bath projects. Don't delay. Call the experts at West Shore Home now.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, there's only one thing you need to do. Call 800-800-4600. We stand up to the insurance company for all the money you deserve. Call 800-800-4600. We know how to turn low insurance offers into big settlements. Call 800-800-4600. When you need a lawyer, ask anyone in Kentucky. They'll say, get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600.
You're watching ABC 36 on your side. Good afternoon, Kentucky.
Well, welcome back in today's Erica Explores. I'm surprised you didn't drag me along. I didn't have other obligations. I probably would have visited the Civil War fort at Boonesboro in Winchester.
Yeah, that site, it's really easy to find right off the Ford Road, right alongside the Kentucky River. Beautiful spot. Ever since I saw this, the wall of murals, I really wanted to venture up the trail because I knew they had one. Finally had a chance to check out the historical site over the weekend. Wanted to share the adventure with you guys.
You're like a bloodhound. There's a trail, you'll find it.
I will sniff it out.
Yeah, so here's a look back at history. According to the Clark County Tourism Department, the earthen fort was built by Union soldiers to defend the ford and ferry at Boonesboro. Today, very little remains of the earthen fort, but the site offers amazing views of the surrounding countryside and provides a beautiful view of the Kentucky River.
And in the video here, these are informational signs set up all along the trail explaining the historical significance, giving you really that inside look at what life was like back then. It's actually also a cell phone tour, which I thought was really cool. You basically just go there, you dial the number on the sign, and then at each of those sites, you can punch in the number for the audio, so it's sort of walking you through things with an audio recording.
How's the cell service?
Yeah, oh, it's fine. Yeah, I got full service up
there. There you go. The tourism department says the Union Army constructed the earthen fort and manned it at times with African-American soldiers to defend the fort and ferry, again, at Boonesboro, and to deter Confederate raiders, which included General John Hunt Morgan.
It's about a mile out and back hike, so it's really not anything too long, but going up, it is straight up. So there are some benches along there with signs that you can take a break if you want to. You can also bring your pet with you, which I decided not to do because it was kind of rainy out.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
And cold.
From the person who's ready to scale El Capitan.
Oh my gosh. It was really awesome though. So this is the top here with the canyon, so you can see really that overview. And I wish it wasn't so cloudy when I went.
I was going to say you could have picked a better day from a visibility standpoint because, I mean, the last time I was there was like in 5th grade when we went on an elementary trip. But I do remember, you know, because I've always been into history and everything like that. It's kind of one of those hidden treasures. If you've not been and you're into history, and especially Kentucky history, Civil War history, it's really, really a neat place, that entire area.
Yeah, right there, right off the main road. The murals are really something to see up close, too. So many beautiful pictures depicting the time period back then.
I was going to say, we can't keep you from getting out there and getting after it. When I saw that yesterday, I'm like, oh.
There she goes.
I know what we'll be talking about tomorrow. But yeah, it's a good place. Check it out.
It really is. Stick around. We've got to look at your headlines right after this.
The good doctor meets the good lawyer.
They will make a decision of whether you have a future as a doctor.
Kennedy McMahon and Felicity Huffman guest star.
I'm a lawyer with OCD.
We all have problems.
The Good Doctor, new tonight on ABC.
Injured in a wreck? Your team at Isaacs & Isaacs is ready to fight for you.
From the very first call, we treat you like family. We win. With over 400 years of combined legal experience
and over $2 billion recovered for our clients,
we win.
So if you're injured in a wreck, put our team to work for you, because at Isaacs & Isaacs, we win.com.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. If you have or are eligible for Medicaid, please listen closely. You may be eligible for a Medicare Advantage plan from WellCare with a 0 or low plan premium. Call now. We can answer your questions and help you enroll over the phone. WellCare provides access to essential benefits that go beyond original Medicare, such as dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage with free home delivery. Free over-the-counter healthcare items, free groceries with a healthy food card, free gym membership, and home-delivered meals. Plus, extra benefits like more access to care with free transportation and WellCare's telehealth services, including online doctor visits. WellCare is contracted with Medicare to provide plans that may be perfect for you. Call 1-877-281-9602. Now, that's 1-877-281-9602. WellCare, Medicare done well.
Academy Sports and Outdoors is the home for all your baseball and softball needs. With the top brands in gloves, including Rawlings and Wilson, and the best bats in the game, from Louisville Slugger, Marucci, and more. We've got what you need in here to have fun out there. It's time to get back on the field and kickstart your best season yet. All your gear is at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
I had experienced some severe trauma.
I had been troubled for over 25 years with treatment-resistant depression.
Through medication management, I felt like I was maintained fully happy.
They raised the level of my depression, so it doesn't go as deep.
My sense of humor was back. I was laughing again.
The treatments here have just given me a means to live a joyful existence.
You're watching ABC 36 on your side. Good afternoon, Kentucky.
Good afternoon, Kentucky. I'm Erica Bivens. Thanks for joining us. Let's get another check on that forecast as we head back over to our chief meteorologist, TG Shuck, on this Monday afternoon. Sort of missing that sunshine today on this Monday, TG.
Yeah, this Monday, January 13th. I mean, March 13th, right?
Like we're going backwards here with weather.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, how soon we forget. I was looking back at just some of the temperatures, and of course, before the big wind event, 2 days before that, We were 81 on March the 1st, but this is a little payback, I guess, from Mother Nature.
It is.
We're still going to ride that roller coaster a bit. You see here on our Max AC radar, we've got a bit of activity in far eastern Kentucky. It's been mixed in with a few sleet pellets earlier, but some additional snow showers. The air's cold enough now. We're hovering right at or just above the freezing mark. Not expecting any issues, but don't be surprised if you don't see a few flakes flying around at times. Our Bluegrass Pace Gear Skyview HD camera network downtown Mount Sterling, where it is right at the freezing mark, and then kind of adding insult to injury today, we've got that northwest wind at about 10 to 15, and as a result, we've had those feel likes down into the low and mid 20s. So low to mid 30s here in the Bluegrass, out into eastern Kentucky, London, Somerset, down toward Monticello and Williamsburg, flirting it to the mid to upper 30s, and there your feel like. So it is feeling every bit of the heart of winter here in mid-March, and we're not going to see much change. We'll see a few flurries possible, even with some clouds around. We should drop down into the mid-20s for overnight lows. That would qualify as a hard freeze. Now, remember, the growing season has not officially started, and a lot of the plants have started to bloom, though, given how mild it was in January and February. So that's going to be a little bit concerning over the next couple of mornings. Tomorrow we get some sunshine back in here, but only 40-ish. We will see a warm-up and then, once again, a cool-down for the upcoming weekend. That should come as no surprise, given that seems to be the pattern much of this winter so far. We'll break it down for you in the 7-day forecast coming up.
Well, in honor of Women's History Month, Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman making a stop at a Fayette County school this morning. Coleman touring James Lane Allen Elementary today, visiting with classes and taking time to speak with students about the significance of Women's History Month. She tells us what she enjoyed about the visit.
I love questions from kids. Sometimes they'll ask you things that adults won't ask you, but you could tell they were really well thought out. They wanted to know how the lieutenant governor and the governor work with other branches of government. They wanted to know who inspired me as a woman in state government and what a typical day is like for the lieutenant governor, which those are all great questions.
And just last week, Coleman and members of the Kentucky Commission on Women commemorated Women's History Month by announcing the induction of new members to the Kentucky Women Remembered Portrait exhibit at the Capitol. Well, doctors at Norton Children's Hospital meeting today to talk to families about how daylight saving time can really affect children. Dr. Katie Hopkins, medical director for Pediatric Integrated Behavioral Health at Norton's, discussed the potential impacts of sleep loss on kids. She says that while the time change may be a minor inconvenience for adults, I say a lot, the sudden loss in sleeping time can be disruptive for children and can affect their behavior and their routines.
The more consistent you are with going to bed at the same time and waking up at the same time, the more quickly someone will adjust. So within a week, your body will adjust, your sleep will adjust. You'll find yourself getting tired at the time you should be getting tired at.
Dr. Hopkins says it's beneficial to establish those sleep routines for children and also to create comfortable sleeping environments for them. In today's Hollywood Minute, a look back at the 95th Academy Awards taking center stage in Hollywood last night. The evening marked with first-time winners, jokes by host Jimmy Kimmel, and incredibly moving acceptance speeches. ABC's Melissa Adon has the highlights.
And the Oscar goes to Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
The 95th Oscars breaking barriers. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once nominated for 11 Academy Awards and coming home with 7, including the top prize, as well as Ke Huy Quan with Best Supporting Actor.
My journey started on a boat. I spent a year in a refugee camp. And somehow, I ended up here on Hollywood's biggest stage.
The historic awards show featuring 16 first-time nominees, like Best Actor winner Brendan Fraser for his powerful performance in The Whale.
So this is what the multiverse looks like. Oh, my goodness.
Jamie Lee Curtis taking home her first Oscar gold since her career began 45 years ago, winning Best Supporting Actress. I just won an Oscar.
Lift me up.
A stunning performance by Rihanna for Oscar-nominated song Lift Me Up from Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And this surprise performance by Lady Gaga. Jimmy Kimmel not holding back any punches, addressing the crisis team the Academy created this year following last year's infamous slap.
This point in the show kind of makes you miss the slapping a little, right?
All jokes aside, the emphasis Sunday night on the achievements. Stephanie Hsu emotional watching her co-star Michelle Yeoh become the first Asian to win Best Actress.
This is proof that dreams dream big and dreams do come true. And ladies, don't let anybody tell you you are ever past your prime.
So many powerful moments really dominated by the film Everything Everywhere All at Once as they took on Hollywood's biggest night. Reporting in Hollywood, Melissa Adon, ABC News.
But still ahead, those reusable grocery bags you've been collecting may not be the sustainable alternative you think they are. Also, Lunchables coming soon to school cafeterias. We'll tell you all about that ahead in Consumer News.
Well, quite the chilly start to the week on this Monday. Temperatures struggling to even get into the mid-30s, so the wind in there and our feel likes down into the 20s, along with a few flurries. We'll see some improvement rather quickly heading into the mid and late week. I'll tell you about it in your Storm Team forecast coming up.
Tomorrow on Good Morning Kentucky, it's time for our Tuesday trivia.
You got to tune in to see who our special guest is going to be to test our knowledge on a variety of topics. Join us weekdays, 5 to 7 a.m. on ABC 36 on your side.
The Kentucky Courage lawyers handle your vehicle damage case for free if they also handle your injury case. They got me paid for my truck. No charge.
To talk about your case, call 800-55-WILDCAT, Morgan, Collins, Yeast, and Salyer.
Millions of small business owners choose Spectrum Business to stay connected with reliable internet and phone.
My experience with Spectrum Business has been amazing.
Spectrum Business is the way we went, and we're so happy.
I cannot live without it.
Call 844-997-0555 and get Spectrum Business Internet and Spectrum Business Connect. Get both to get a free mobile line for 1 year. Spectrum Business provides fast, reliable internet, innovative communication tools, and mobile service that works for the way you do business. From online sales to live streaming, taking mobile orders to meeting customers face-to-face from anywhere in the world. Call today and get 300 megabits per second business internet for $49.99 a month and Spectrum Business Connect for $19.99 a month and get a free mobile line for 1 year. No contracts, no surprise fees, no nonsense, just business. That's Spectrum Business. Call 844-997-0555. Call today.
It's Keno night, and you got this. And you've got 37 ways to win a top prize of $100,000. Keno, from the Kentucky Lottery, you got this.
At rallies, I'm in the driver's seat. Give me that $5 meal deal with a rally burger. Better yet, make it a mushroom Swiss burger, plus famous seasoned fries, 8-piece chicken bites, and a drink for just $5. Yeah, all that. On second thought, why not go big? Give me double the shrooms. I want a fried mushroom Buford. Mush boom. Mushroom Swiss burger or fried mushroom Buford. Whatever you order, own it at rallies.
I want a lawyer that treats me like a person, not another file in the pile. Hurt in a wreck or on the job? Call 800-55-WILDCAT.
To talk about your case, call 800-55-WILDCAT, Morgan, Collins, Yeast, and Salyer.
Next, DT. The biggest of the biggest. So many Oscar firsts. The winners, the fashion, and the moments you didn't see on TV.
ET and the Oscars.
Next, DT.
Tonight at 7 on ABC 36.
checking back in with TG now. Do you remember, like, what was it, 2 weeks ago when everyone was so eager to, like, get in the garden and start planting? And we were like, wait, don't do it.
A little bit. Well, I mean, we run into the frost advisories, freeze warnings and stuff. Generally, even in early mid-April. And here we are in mid-March. Now, the concern, of course, is some of those early blooms. And we're not even officially in the growing season, so Weather Service isn't going to put out any warnings or advisories. It's just really a few of those trees, a few plants that have started budding and blooming out a bit. That could be a little problematic, it appears, over the next couple of mornings, because we're looking at temperatures falling down into the low and mid-20s, and that will create a hard freeze. So that's just something to keep in mind through the midweek here. Next rain chance comes on St. Patrick's Day on Friday, and of course the timing could be better, but it looks like cold air will follow suit just in time for the upcoming weekend. A few little spotty showers, even some ice pellets mixed in earlier across parts of southern and eastern Kentucky. And you look back to the northwest here, the bulk of the organized snow showers on the south side of that low with the spoke of energy rotating around it is basically as far south as, say, northern Kentucky. We could see a few little flurries here and there. It is definitely cold enough for it. Our Bluegrass Pace Care Skyview HD camera network, Richmond EKU, right at the freezing mark. And we've had that west to northwest wind. It's been breezy, 10 to 15, so our feel likes here in central Kentucky especially have been into the low 20s, up and down the I-64 corridor, just above the freezing mark or right at it. Southern Kentucky, more so mid, even a few upper 30s, and it feels much colder than that. 22 in Richmond, 25 Frankfort, Lexington, 23 in Danville, and 27 down from Somerset over to London. It's that way below pressure. Again, little spokes of energy rotating around it. So we're seeing one kind of cruise through, and there's that northwest wind. Eventually that system is going to be kicking eastward. It's going to create a nor'easter. Those two systems coming together. So up around Boston, they're looking at 60 mile per hour wind gusts and interior snows, 6, 8, 10 inches there west of Beantown. Now, high pressure is going to be building in, and that will help us out in the fact that we should get back into some sunshine tomorrow afternoon. But as skies clear out, that will set us up for the coldest morning coming up on Wednesday. Tomorrow morning, make no mistake about it, it's going to be cold, mid-upper 20s. And then tomorrow, I think the clouds begin to scour out, especially mid to late afternoon. But with that northwest wind, still about 10 to 15, we're looking at afternoon highs either side of 40. After that, things will improve. Cold morning with high pressure right overhead, but it begins to drift to the east. 51 on Wednesday, and then that return flow really picks up out ahead of our next storm system that's going to roll in here on Friday. So we'll spike all the way up to 62, which is a few degrees above average for this time of the year. So as we close out the week Friday for St. Patrick's Day, ironically, plenty of green on the map as far as precipitation goes, mainly a rain event. I think most of the moisture, if not all of it, will be gone by the time we get into the colder air. And speaking of, the initial cold air here will be kicked out as we see that return flow. So milder air into Wednesday, really Thursday and Friday. And then as that cold front comes through here, you see another shot of colder air stretched out from the upper Midwest and into the Great Lakes in the Ohio Valley. And so that's going to mean another chilly weekend on tap as we get deeper into March. 26 overnight cold, a flurry or two, mainly dry tomorrow, partly to mostly sunny, still chilly, breeze still up, 40 for the high, but we add about 10 degrees, 10, 11 degrees each day heading toward Thursday. That'll be the best of the week. There's a rain chances at 57, probably early afternoon on Friday. All depends on the passage of the front, and then temperatures will drop off. And you see additional cold, hard freeze potential mornings into the upcoming weekend with afternoon highs into the upper 30s.
In consumer news, reusable bags. People use them in an effort to reduce the environmental impact of plastic bags, right? But the trend has created a new kind of problem in the fight for sustainability. Cloth or thick plastic reusable bags may actually have a much higher carbon footprint than common thin plastic shopping bags. A UN report found that a thick plastic bag must be used an estimated 10 to 20 times in order to make a difference compared to just one single-use plastic bag. And cotton bags have a similar limitation. A Danish report suggested a cotton bag had been used more than 7,000 times to make it a truly environmentally friendly alternative to a conventional plastic bag. Some food for thought. Well, Lunchables will soon become part of school lunch programs. Kraft Heinz, the company behind Lunchables, said 2 new varieties will be in school cafeterias this fall. Lunchables Turkey and Cheddar Cracker Stackers and Lunchables Extra Cheesy Pizza. Now, they are different rather than those found in grocery stores. The company says they have improved nutrition that meets federal guidelines for the National School Lunch Program. The rollout comes as school nutrition guidelines are becoming more strict. The USDA has proposed changes that would aim to reduce sugar and sodium levels in school-provided lunches. In health news, millions suffer from seasonal allergies in the U.S., and a new report finds climate change is likely leading to a longer pollen season and worsening allergies. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on the data and what you can do to better protect yourself.
Spring is in the air, and if you're already overwhelmed by allergies, you're not alone.
The pollen is going to be in the air even longer, and it's happening earlier as well.
According to a new Climate Central report, weather and climate trends are worsening allergy season. The data shows earlier spring and longer periods of freeze-free days for parts of the U.S. have meant that plants have had more time to flower and release allergy-inducing pollen.
What happens in a warmer world, you have a longer growing season. And so these areas with the green dots, this shows 60 or more days change with the longer growing season.
The CDC says people with respiratory illnesses like asthma may be more sensitive to pollen. Exposure has been linked to asthma attacks and more people being admitted to the hospital for respiratory problems. To reduce your exposure when pollen counts are high, start taking allergy medicine early. Close doors and windows and avoid outdoor activity in the early morning when pollen counts are highest. Remove clothes you've worn outside and shower to get the pollen off of your skin and hair. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
After the break, remember those seniors who made a TikTok recreating Rihanna's Super Bowl halftime show performance? They're back. Wait until you see what they've done now. Plus, it's National Canine Veterans Day, and we're honoring all Kentucky canines. More on that coming up in Talkers.
If you're eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, a Medicare Advantage plan from Anthem, Blue Cross, and Blue Shield can come with all the benefits you want and zero compromises. Just go to anthem.com/answers or call 855-753-3042 for a one-on-one Medicare plan review. Ask about our $0 monthly premium plans that include dental, vision, and hearing coverage, along with transportation, a free gym membership, and $0 copay for prescriptions, all for zero extra cost. Plus, you could be eligible for extra benefits to help you save even more. We have plans with up to $2,600 a year to help you pay for over-the-counter health items, groceries, and living expenses like cell phone, electric, or water bills, all on a single prepaid MasterCard you can use at thousands of locations nationwide. Call Anthem, Blue Cross, and Blue Shield at 855-753-3042 or visit anthem.com/answers and get a Medicare Advantage plan with zero compromises for you and your wallet.
So with a Planet Fitness Black Card, I'll get a post-workout glow like that guy.
Everybody knows that you need to glow.
And I get a free Amazon Halo to track my fitness and sleep.
Sign up for the PF Black Card for $1 down, $24.99 a month to get a free Amazon Halo View. Ends March 15th.
Are you still watching the game on this screen? For the best in home entertainment and business technology, call my friends at the 46 Solutions. If you want the best technology company around, call 46 Solutions and tell them Big O sent you. 46 Solutions is your technology partner.
Have you noticed yourself or a loved one experiencing a decrease in positivity? Someone who yearns to be happy but just can't seem to get there on their own? It might be time to make an appointment at Bluegrass Ketamine Center. Sit back and relax as our technicians do the work. We'll have you fill out some paperwork and then you're on your way to a better you. Ketamine offers benefits such as a more positive mood and overall improvement of a patient's quality of life. Peace is not out of reach. Rediscover your peace at Bluegrass Ketamine Center.
Watch me. Watch me grapple, move, and pin. When I hit the mat, don't underestimate the grin. I've got state championships and medals to show. But it's about more than just winning. This you should know. Overcoming odds through therapy and care. The road was long. Now opponents beware. Watch me. Game-changing sports medicine at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
On the next Lee and Haley show, we're playing a new trivia game that will be a battle of the generations.
And what would make Grandpa a better gift? A walking stick or stripper? Next, Lee and Haley.
You're watching ABC 36 on your side. Good afternoon, Kentucky.
Well, a chainsaw-wielding artist setting out on a countrywide tour to prove that his wood whittling work is a cut above.
Jeremy Roth has today's. Take a look at this.
A Virginia-based chainsaw artist is preparing to cut a swath across the country, taking his wood-shearing show on the road. Usually chainsaws and flamethrowers are used to destroy, but Glenn Richardson has been using them to create surreal works of art since 2016. He can carve a likeness in a hunk of wood in under 20 minutes, and now Richardson is packing up his bark and embarking on a 19-stop cross-country tour to share his unique artistic gift in exchange for hearing people's personal stories.
It might not be your life history. It might just be a funny story that you know. But all of this is about creating a portrait that's beyond just this piece of wood.
Richardson hopes to reach the Pacific Ocean in the fall, and along the way, he says he's hoping to rediscover America. For the first time in roughly a century, a long-lost French painting is seeing the light of day after being discovered buried in the basement of a dental school, of all places. The landscape painting Le Source du Leçon from renowned artist Gustave Courbet was found by contractors in the storage room of the School of Dentistry at the University of Pennsylvania in 2016. And the school says it has since undergone a painstaking restoration process to restore its 19th century luster. It is now the centerpiece of an exhibit at Penn. Finally, it may not be a work of art, but then again, maybe it is. The Air Force unveiled a new color scheme for the new Air Force One jets currently under construction. The colors are meant to be a modern take on a classic design sported by the presidential planes for decades. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Just looks like a little bit.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out what's the difference. It's still got that lighter blue, but you have that matted color where it's dull, but it still jumps out, I guess. I don't know.
We're trying something new with
we're being relaxed,
lumber
little more relaxed. Yeah. On the talkers instead of setting up straight.
This feels way better, though, like this. Okay, let's get to those talkers. There's nothing cuter than a dog in uniform, and we are reminded of that today because it's National Canine Veterans Day.
Yeah, March 13th is dedicated to the dogs who have served on duty in the U.S. That started in World War II. The Canine Corps was called the Dogs of Defense, and they were sent to North Africa. But these loyal and protective animals have been used in battles for centuries.
Well, today they participate in search and rescue missions, on security teams, and at airports sniffing for drugs. And Kentucky, of course, has our fair share of canines. Kentucky State Police has Canine May, the state's first electronic storage device detection dog. May has been with the agency since May of 2021.
And May also has a coworker, Canine Cam. This is Cam looking handsome in his new ID photo, just like May. He's an electronic storage device canine with the Kentucky State Police, which we continue to be amazed by how they can train these dogs to do these specific tasks. I mean, it doesn't surprise me completely, but that's not something that you would typically think about. But I guess now we're in that age where with computer crimes and that kind of thing, that's a
very
necessity.
helpful. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Just remarkable. Okay, remember those seniors in Bowling Green who recreated Rihanna's Super Bowl halftime dance? Well, they are back at it. That video went viral, but they've struck again, this time in honor of National Barbie Day.
Yeah, the holiday was last week, and you can see the Arcadia senior living facility had a photo shoot of the seniors, each posing in a pink Mattel life-size Barbie box.
Staff members getting in on the fun too, not just Barbie. They had Ken in there, some of the men posing. I love it.
Yeah.
They are so creative there, and I just love what they continue to do. And so many smiles.
Well, I mean, they may be onto something here. Anything that comes along, they start their own TikTok, whatever.
They'll
have
do.
tons
They're
of followers.
viral sensations for good reason.
There you go. Well, we're not going viral with our forecast because we're going the wrong way here. We'll see some sunshine tomorrow, 40 for the afternoon high. Again, the concern tonight and especially tomorrow night into Wednesday, a hard freeze. We jump back into the 60s. St. Patrick's Day's wet. And the spring equinox is next Monday afternoon. So
spring equinox. Spring.
Hopefully.
Spring equinox.
I'm Scott, and this is Tambra Woods of Dogwood Home Furnishings right here in Lexington, Kentucky. We want to thank our customers and our designers for your support over these years. We're here to announce that we're having a retirement sale. So come to Dogwood at 1591 Winchester Road and take advantage of these great discounts on American-made furniture. Once it's gone, it's gone.
My name is Jessica. I came to Morgan & Morgan after a car accident. I had a very easy sign-up process. Everything was done over the phone or email or text messages, and my case was literally rolling. That day after the sign-up process, I was able to speak to an attorney right away. Morgan & Morgan, my attorney, they made the whole accident process a lot easier for me. A lot of people think it's complicated to hire a law firm. It's so much easier than you think.